over. So there you go. Excuse me.
Behind the scenes.
Did I give you permission to film me like this?
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah.
You signed the release card.
Carry on.
So, Tayce, little
Yes.
question for you. When did you first meet G Expressions and how did you get involved with them?
I first got involved with G Expressions. I can't remember the exact day or the first day. I just know that it was always somewhere I was when I was younger, like 13, maybe 14. I was always going to dance classes. I was hanging out with G Expressions back in the day. I was like 13. Oh my god, there's something in my throat. Okay. So, I used to like go back in the day. It's still there. It came back.
Go and drink the drink and come back, man. You sure?
I used to go back in the day. I was like 13. I would go to dance classes, live it up, have a camp all the time. No, I'm good. I haven't swore yet. I nearly did. I was about to. I was about to. I watched myself. Thank you.
Good
Thank
Christian
you.
woman.
I did it. I did that. I did that. I did things. I did stuff. Yeah, and I was just always hanging out there. Met you. We had a camp all the time. We make up loads of routines. We do lots of classes. And yeah, we took that around the towns and everything, didn't we?
Yeah, that was a performance, yeah. You done the
All
things
around.
last one. All around town.
Some workshops and stuff. We used to do a lot of stuff at what's it called? The Leisure Centre.
Yeah.
The fashion shows. The
Yeah,
fashion shows,
fashion
darling.
shows.
Honey. And I had some big old high top and those big massive fat trousers, like big old baggy
That'll be a
things.
memorable moment, isn't it?
And those big boots, Demonia boots, the big stacked ones.
Oh, I remember those. Yes, turning the heads from day.
Hmm?
Turning the heads from day.
Oh, you know it, honey. You know it. I used to pull looks.
Oh yes.
I didn't give a
Yes. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Yes.
I tried.
We live for a good Christian moment. So,
Keep it PG.
speaking of those moments, is there any one in mind that you would say is something that you would consider like a memorable moment within the G Expressions brand and group?
That came on just 5 minutes.
Yeah, the mind is turning.
I don't know. It's not a memorable
Just
moment. I'm not a
too
memorable
many.
moment person. I'm not a favourite
Yeah, but
person. It's
just
the
something
whole
that might have
experience.
happened
The gift-
that
that was
day,
the
like
gift that
when you
keeps
and I
on
used to
giving.
walk into
Exactly.
work and you fell in the gap when we were on the way to dancing. That could be.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
I remember your
No.
big freaking, what do you call it, Matrix jacket on and your boots that you decided to make that had no heel on and you went.
Oh, I know
stumbling
the
into
ones
gravel.
with the little children's books.
But,
Yeah.
but I completely,
times.
I see the growth because you've never been you've always like lived in your own truth and just been like, this is me
Yes.
and I'm doing what I'm doing, and if you don't like it, that's your problem.
Too glam to
And
give a damn.
right,
I'm not hitting
it's
anybody.
way
What's
too
the
glam to
problem?
give a damn, and then to see you now like this superstar of the scene, let's call it what it is. Clap for the kid one time. Like, killed it. Like,
Thank
do you think that 13-year-old Tayce back then taking those classes and doing the things that you two did and all the performances and stuff, that progression to the fierce queen that is now?
Oh, totally. It all adds up. It all, comes into
Yeah,
play
it's come
with
from
what I do
that,
now,
like,
definitely.
back in the
Because,
day.
like I said, a lot of what I do is dance heavy, and all of that I really learned was from G Expressions
From back in the day.
So all the
Yeah.
experience and the dance skills and everything you've done, you've incorporated it
Into
into
my
what you're
performance.
It's just
doing.
Yeah.
it's developed to
So
where
it
it
just
is now.
helps you increase it and perform and all that.
Mhm.
And now it's just transformed into securing the bag
There we
Yeah.
go.
and being a living icon.
It's got to be done.
It's
Paying
got-
that
so
rent.
do it.
I mean, person.
It's fun. It's
Female
fun.
dog.
Female dog, there we go. Oh, you can say
Dog
you?
loves
Really?
dogs love
Technically,
trees.
yeah.
Trees bark. No, was it?
I don't know the thing.
Dogs bark. Barks a tree. Trees nature. Nature's beautiful. And
That's
therefore,
too much.
That's what it is.
That's too much for me right now. No,
Yeah,
no,
you're
no,
like
no,
the
no.
younger school of.
Yeah, no, I don't know that one. Mm-mm.
She doesn't know her Mariah voice.
I don't know her.
Okay, so anything that you've done yourself so far? A little highlight, a little introduction.
Anything I've done myself?
Give us
So
the
like
bullet
your
point
videos
of like
that you
the
might have
things that
done.
you've done since moving to London and the progression. Give us like the
I mean,
give us the cliff
since
notes
moving
version.
to London, I've got fired a lot from loads of jobs because I'm always late. But you know what? It's okay. Because
Late
now
today.
I can't stop. You can't be blamed, can't be tamed. But since I've been here, I've had many a drunken night out. I've been fired from a million jobs. But you know what? That wasn't my path. That wasn't my destiny. Oh. I moved to London. I went to church every day. I pray morning, noon and night. I never got fired from any jobs. I kept them all. And then I said, to hell with it. I don't need to work here anymore. I'm going to do my own thing. And so then, I got into the drags, honey. I've been doing drags since day one. You couldn't even tell me anything different. I used to do this back in day at home, pulling looks left, right, and centre. Honey, you don't even know. And then I was like, I'm going to make money from this. I'm going to be really good with this. And look at me now, looking stunning. I've performed in Cannes, Berlin, Amsterdam, Wales, Bristol, Bath.
Clanfire Pogwig go get a drop Land City go.
That one.
Yes,
that was good.
Yes.
That one.
Can we kick? Yeah.
Yes, I know you cutting it down on it.
I've been doing the damn thing.
He's been doing drag and I've been practicing that word.
Yeah.
You've been into school.
It's
better.
To get on
yes.
About losing that fucking competition.
Okay,
that one time I want to repeat.
Okay, you win.
My last question for you. God damn it. Is if someone was to come up to you and say, "Oh, I want to get involved with G-Expressions," what would you think? What advice?
What would you
give
say to them?
Turn around and walk in the other direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
6 inch heel.
Yeah. No. Don't be scared.
Yeah,
Don't be shy. Go in. Speak to the peeps. They're alright. Some of them. Have a good time. Get camp. Make a friend. Live it up. Go to McDonald's. Come back. Play Guitar Hero maybe. I don't know. But whatever you do, do it with kindness in your heart.
I live. And that's it.
And